so good to me. I swear it feels so good to me. Mommy, float on, float on, float on. This shit feels so good to me. I swear it feels so good to me.
Vibe Show 97.9, back with another amazing episode. And tonight, I got something special for y'all tonight. I got the one and only pop R&B artist, songwriter, the one and only Alexi Paraschos on the show. Y'all been waiting on it. I've been waiting on it. We're finna get it popping right now. My guy in the building. What's up, baby?
Ike, what's happening? How are you?
You say, Ike. I look like Ike Turner, man.
Oh, my bad. Kennedy Don, how are you, my man?
Coolin', man. I'm coolin'. Listen, for me and the Vibe team, I want to thank you so much for this amazing opportunity just to vibe out with you for a little while.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. You know, it's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Now, this one's been anticipated. You know, we got connected, and we got the promos and stuff in the mix, and everybody just went crazy when the promos went out. So you're a pretty popular guy, man. So I'm excited about this one, which made me dig a little bit farther and started checking out the catalog and everything, and I was just blown away with amazement. My ears just felt so revived and so refreshed, man. So thank you for that, my brother. Thank you for blessing us with that amazing music.
Thank you so much for those kind words. And yeah, that's just what we're here to do. I'm glad you connected with it.
Absolutely. Now, coming from Boston, that's where you're originally from, right? Boston.
Yeah, outside the Boston area. Yeah, but that area.
Outside the Boston area. So how do we get in Philly? Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, it was about 6 years ago. I've been in Philly about 6 years, and I had been in Boston for a long time, so I was looking for a change. I obviously knew about Philadelphia and its incredible history, musical history. So I knew as an artist and someone that really wanted to grow, I knew there was no better city in the world to do that than Philadelphia. And also the girlfriend that I had at the time was from Philadelphia. So, just a mix of things coming together. And yeah, the best decision I ever made.
Right. I mean, I definitely agree with you on that because Philly has that's rich soil right there with a bunch of amazing entertainers and talented people that come from Philly. So definitely was a good choice. To move to Philly. The music scene is really crazy over there. You know what I mean? And to get a buzz there. Now, funny enough, checking your story out, you have an amazing story, which I thought was really cool. Now, we gotta go back to the insurance game now, because I feel like in a way, that was kind of sort of the lightweight launch a little bit into it. Now, was it always music before the insurance thing and writing the amazing song that ended up being a hit for the insurance company? Let's bring me up to speed with that a little bit, because was it something before music?
No, I mean, there wasn't really anything before music, and I'm a big believer in doing what you choose to do as a profession and what you do for your life. I think whatever you did as a child that really brought you enjoyment and brought you fulfillment before we got into being an adult and trying to do all these, make money and try to impress other people. Before we started doing all that, what was the basic thing when you were a kid that made you happy? For me, that was always music. I was, writing songs by age 11. I was singing. I was playing guitar when I was 7. Instead of going out and playing with kids in high school, going to parties, I was just staying home Friday, Saturday nights, just with me and a piano, trying to learn how to play the piano. So that was it. And then, like you said, after graduating college, I ended up at an insurance company. That was the first and only time I've ever been surrounded by cubicles.
Right.
Um, and yeah, just, I had always written music, and I was like, let me write a song about this company. And, they liked it. It was cool, and after that, I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this music thing, now's the time to do it. So that was really what launched me into it.
Right. But I think that's super, super dope. My thing is like, how did you present the song to him though? Like, did you just, kind of craft the song and it was like, hey, look, check this out?
Um, I think it was, I was there through a program. So I knew it was only going to be a year. If I wanted to stay on longer, I could. But, I did have a year deadline. So I think I was coming up to the year, and I had been sitting with this idea, and I was just like, I might as well take a shot at this. And I went to them. It had to do with making love the bottom line. That was the title of it.
Right.
So instead of like making money the bottom, making love the bottom. And they loved, they loved it. We got written up in some corporate insurance website or magazine about, because not many insurance companies have, songs written about them. So
yeah, they don't really have no jingles. They don't
right. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's, the thought process on that. I mean, I'm intrigued by that whole thing. Now, with going into, at that point, you would say that you wanted to take it serious at that point with just seeing the type of response that you got from that?
No. Like I said, I already knew that the seed was planted. Like I knew that music was a possibility. It was on my radar about what I wanted to do. But I think going through that, I think being in such a foreign environment,
right.
And then to still have music be such a central part of my experience, it's like, I can't escape it.
Yeah.
I gotta go all in to it,
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely get that. Cause, I'm asking because like, a lot of people, man, a lot of people inspire to get into the music business. And, it's not always an easy journey, with, really trying to get in the business, because a lot of people got equipment and software and different things or whatever, but and create some amazing pieces. But then at the same time, the real task is actually trying to get in the business.
Yeah.
Can we talk about like your journey with deciding to want to make a career out of making music?
Right. Yeah. I think as an independent artist, it's something that you're constantly figuring out. Like, I don't even know that I classify myself as in the business yet. I've always been, knocking on doors of, on the outside looking in. That's kind of, I think as an independent artist, always the perspective that you have.
Right.
But I knew that I had some amount of talent at it in enough areas to be able to provide a living. And, I've been lucky that in addition to making music, I've also had a couple side jobs that have all been musical, whether it's teaching music or, directing choirs or minister of music at churches. Like, I've always been able to be involved in music. After the insurance company, I was able to be involved in musical spaces always. So, yeah, I think that was really when I was able to see that, and I was able to, see myself making a living and making music. I was like, all right, we
right. We're going to go full throttle with it.
Yeah.
Would you say that, because I think a lot of artists, who are inspiring to get in the game or whatever, I still feel still is proven effective though, grassrooting it, hitting up the smaller spots or whatever, because a lot of people just want to just thrush to the top. But I still think that experience of garnering the grassrooting it, still being able to build a fan base from the grassroots, I still think that that's really effective, because a lot of the artists that have longevity, kind of went through the boot camp process. So like yourself, hitting up the different bars, different spots or whatever, anywhere which you can pretty much perform at. You still
Right.
think that is still proven effective?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way to do it, especially in this day and age when, as an independent artist, you don't have a label, you're not even really trying to get a label support because they're not even going to look at you until you have pretty much everything together anyway.
Right.
So really the only way to do it is to do one fan at a time, one show at a time, one venue at a time, and just keep at it. Like you said, that grassroots approach is, I think, in this social media age, really the way to do it. And there's some advantages to that because you are allowed to be creative, you can experiment, you can try different things, people can get to know you through your Instagram as opposed to just
Right.
being an artist. But it's, again, the disadvantage is obviously everybody's doing that, including the labels, and you're competing with everybody who has a phone now. So
Right. Right. Yeah, it is. It's a competitive sport.
right,
'Cause there's
yeah,
so many artists out there. But like I said, impressively enough, you found a way um to connect and garner a fan base with what you're doing and your style of music. And like when we was talking off air, I
yeah,
was impressed with the sound and your style of the way that you create and the type of songs that you deliver. I just feel like it's refreshing and it has that love vibe
yeah.
to it. And I just feel like in some way, we kind of the masses kind of pushed away from that in a
Hmm.
way, because it's still a lot of amazing artists out there that's creating that type of music, but it's just not out there in the front no more. You got to kind of know, you know what I mean? Would
Yeah,
you
yeah,
agree?
yeah. Well, first of all, I appreciate all those kind words, and like I was telling you before, we just are making the music that we love, and it means the world to me that it's been able to connect with people and to hear that sound is resonating with folks. Um, and yeah, I think that music evolves, and it's an evolution, and I think part of that evolution is bringing back older sounds in a new, fresh way in
Mhm.
a contemporary time. And I think with the music that we're putting out now, at least with this current project, that was what we were trying to do. We're just following the footsteps of those who showed us the blueprint, the Michael Jacksons, the Princes, the Stevie Wonders, that showed us how to make music that was timeless.
Right.
And that's what we wanted to do. We didn't want to make a one-hit thing that's cool for 2021 and then next year no one remember. We want to make music that you can play 10, 20 years from now, like you can do with an Off the Wall or a Songs in the Key of Life, and have it still sound like it's the greatest thing you've ever heard.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you on that. Now, you've had music um licensed in 14, I mean on 14 television shows, I
Mhm.
mean across 7 major networks, and I'm talking about, big networks, A&E, for example, MTV, VH1, BT, TLC, Discovery, I mean, like, for artists that's trying to get placements or trying to figure out the way, can you kind of like explain your experience on how that worked?
Yeah, those particular ones were all through one particular company, and really, like you were saying, it's a grassroots independent artist thing. Like especially at that time, I didn't have a team behind me.
Right.
I knew that I wanted to I knew that getting your music on movies and TVs was another, way of getting paid as a musician. And so I just looked up, through Google. There's no magic here. There's no special talent that I had. It was just continuing. And if I didn't get it, if someone didn't reply, I just kept going and finding a different way to do it until I got a reply, or until I finally felt like I got where I was trying to go. And so that's really, really all it was. I have no secret behind it.
Right, right. Some of your influences, because I hear a whole bunch of different influences when it
Mhm.
comes down to your music, your sound, and everything. What's some of your musical influences?
Like I said, though, to me, the Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, and Prince are kind of, the trilogy of the icons when it comes to R&B, or at least the music that I love. And I tend to gravitate towards that older sound, the Earth, Wind, and Fire, or
Yeah,
uh, Curtis Mayfield, the '70s, '80s music that was like real instruments and full bands and really orchestrated, Sound of Philadelphia, even that whole kind of really arranged works of art. Um, but then today, I still think there are folks that take from that tradition. Kirk Franklin actually is a huge inspiration of mine. P.J. Morton. Um, who else? Oh, Bruno Mars, obviously. D'Angelo. All those folks that kind of have that retro sound and kind of you take from that uh, genre, that era, are
right,
all that I tend to gravitate towards.
right, right. Definitely that. Um, Now I gotta ask you too. Let's talk about your last name. Where's it from?
That's an excellent question, and I appreciate you asking me.
No
Um,
problem.
and I laugh just because of how many different interpretations of that Paraschos uh,
Right,
I've gotten throughout my life, and it means the world to me to hear folks take the time, and hearing you even rehearse beforehand, Paraschos, that really means a lot to me.
right.
Uh, because I've had it said wrongly so many times. So it's Greek. My father is from Athens, Greece, and that was part of the inspiration of this current project that we're also working on now.
Right, right. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the trip over there, man. That's what inspired the whole look of the project, which I thought that, the cover art was just absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Loved it. It was totally different. And
Yeah.
I feel like I miss the times, because I'm one of those type of people, I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those type of people who actually appreciate the cover art
Hmm.
and some actual thought going into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I miss that. I feel like in a way, we still got a few artists out there that still value the cover artwork and all of that. And I feel like you're one of those ones who done that. What really inspired the way that the cover was actually put together, because it's very unique.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll say a little bit about the project first, because that is kind of where the art came from. You can see my shirt here. It's got the Love
Yeah,
Odyssey. We're promoting. You know,
I love
that's
it.
the name. That's the name of the project, Love Odyssey. And like you were saying, I took a trip to Greece back in 2018, and even actually before the trip, this is the first time in my life this has ever happened, where I started having dreams
Uh-oh.
about Greece, about
Right.
my home. I've gone a few times growing up, so my uncle is still over there, so we know some folks and some family. But this is the first time ever in my life where I've had recurring dreams. I'm talking like the same dream, and I like vivid. Like I would wake up as if I took a trip there overnight. To, 2-3 times a week, over and over for about months. 3 or 4 months leading up to the trip. Never happened before in my life like that.
Right.
And you know, I felt like I had to go back, and I knew it was going to be something special. So in 2018, I got to finally go and really see where my family was from. Got to see where my dad grew up in Greece, see his old high school, see his old home, and really walk those streets and be like, this is where my dad is from. Like that's such a
Right.
unique and special thing that really had not hit home for me before that moment and that experience. So I knew I wanted to bring that into my music. I never really done that before. Bringing especially that my Greek heritage into my music before. But I thought this could be a really cool way to do it. And we had all these love songs, and so that's how we ended up on this idea for Love Odyssey. And so the imagery that you see in the cover art is playing on all those themes and really getting to experiment and play with this idea of Greek gods and but all in a love context. So it's like this God, God's on a quest to spread love in the world, which I think is just again a really cool way to experiment with my identity and bring these kind of two different worlds together.
Right, absolutely, and I think that it's stand out, and it's also a conversation piece as well, too, because of the way that the artwork is. It definitely you can see has significant meaning to it, which was absolutely great. Love Odyssey, just the whole thing is just like it's just a vibe, man.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. It's a vibe. You got now. We got to talk about you got some big names that you were blessed to have on the project as well. Can we talk about the experiences of working with Chrisette Michelle, T3 from Slum Village, Amina Butterfly, Nat Stewart, Jadakiss. I mean, like that that right there alone. These are amazing artists, and that don't just happen. So
Right.
can you talk about how those experiences and how they became a part of the actual project?
Yeah. So I actually got married during the pandemic last July.
See, you rushing, you speeding up on me, man.
I'm
We
sorry.
gonna get to that, man.
It's all connected. All right.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Let's throw that in there. But because of that, I told Tony, my producer, this album, we got to go for it all because I know my life is about to change in a really big way.
Right.
We can't keep doing small things. We got to go big. So we actually recorded all the songs first, and then he was really the one. Tony Moore, who my producer is, was really the one that started putting out these little fishing rods to see who was interested. And I think Natalie Stewart from Flowetry was the first one who agreed to be a part of the project. Then I think T3 hopped on the song, and when Jadakiss heard that T3 was on it, that's how we were able to get him. And like you said, I think it's really the music that I was lucky enough to be able to create with these incredible Philadelphia artists and musicians.
Right.
That captured these big time artists that said, "Oh yeah, this is a sound that I want to be a part of." So it was that process. Same thing with Chrisette Michelle. That again, just lucky that they saw some value in the sound we were trying to put out, and it was incredible. It's been incredible, crazy to hear legends like that singing words that I wrote. Like what?
Exactly.
That doesn't happen.
Yes.
What in the world? So
it's a blessing, man. It's your season.
Yeah.
It's your season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when the stars align,
right?
It's your season, and you're doing something different, man. Like I mean, I'm telling you, it's fresh to people's ears.
Right.
I love it. The video, I'm so in love with the video. And I would like to get into a clip of it, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about actually putting together the visual and the treatment.
Yep, sounds great.
Let's check it out right now, y'all. Y'all make sure that y'all pay attention because this video is just amazing, man. It's amazing.
Surface 1 to 10, how you rate this thing? Give it a minute, let's see where we can take this thing. Stars, the galaxy, the Virgo chase the galaxy, star on its own, across the galaxy, the Virgo chase.
I can't give it all to them. I give them a little sample. They got to go watch. They got to go watch the full thing. It's streaming right now on YouTube. Listen, man. If you don't have this project, Love Odyssey, I don't know what you're doing. Like seriously, like I've seen so many people talking about this, and we were in a meeting and we were listening to joints. And listen, man, I'm telling you, everybody is reacting the same.
Wow.
Everybody's reacting the same. Now, I thought the video was very, very creative. I love the cartoon imagery and along with the Greek stuff that was incorporated in it, and you even had the leaf on it. I mean, that was dope. Let's talk about came together.
I'm sorry, say it again. You broke up for a second.
Let's talk about like the treatment and how it all
Oh,
came
yeah.
together.
Yeah. So like I said, we were trying to build a little bit of a storyline with this idea of Greek gods, and
Right.
you can hear me all right?
Yeah, most definitely.
And gods, kind of coming, especially through the pandemic, which added a different kind of piece to the narrative. But basically, this idea that gods were coming to planet Earth to spread love in the world and heal the world through music.
Right.
And so that was kind of the idea, and we were kind of coming through outer space. So the idea is that we're kind of myself, Jadakiss, T3, and Mason are all riding this ship through outer space, this Greek ship through outer space, eventually landing on Earth. And we just thought, again, that was something different. The Greek imagery with the outer space imagery, with paying homage to T3's video through the cartoon sketches. We all the Slum Village video. We thought that was all just a cool way to bring it full circle, and like you said, give something that's a little bit different.
Right. Shout out to Big Al, man. Big Al did some of the cartoon imagery work on there. So man, that's my guy. Shout out to Al, man. Al do amazing work. Love that guy, man. He's a huge supporter of yours and mine. I'm proud to say he's a great guy, man.
Great guy. Yep.
I absolutely, like I said, that I love that song. And when I first heard it, it just done something to me, man. Like it makes you want to go and listen to it again and again. It's like, man, I got to go listen to this again because it's just a major vibe. And you in the white suit, just everything was just well put together, and it took, it was a lot. You could tell it was a lot of thought. It wasn't just a video. I thought that it was like a mini movie in a way. I liked the whole and I appreciated the fact that you showed us some behind the scenes, how things were actually coming together, and it was dope because a lot of people they see the after effects of what's created, but being able to see those behind the scene footages, and I just thought that was great too, because I really liked T3, walking on the thing. It was just dope to see the after effect. I was like, yo, that's amazing, man. I love it. The cartoon imagery though, I've always been fascinated how they put that element in it right there. I thought that added an extra flair to it and really made it stood out as well.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it again as a way to pay homage, but I also liked it because I felt like each one of us was kind of on our own planet. And so Jason had his Greek planet, then T3 was in his cartoon world, and then you get to Jadakiss, who's kind of got this mountain ranges behind him and a mountainous rock, and then we all land together on planet Earth. So yeah, I thought it added a lot of dimension to it, and like you said, Al, my guy, does incredible work and super nice guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Impressively, man. How does it feel? Over 88K Spotify streams, man, and climbing. How does that feel? You have to be proud of that.
Yeah. I mean, I am. And like, again, I was telling you off the air, this is really the first project where I've had a solid team behind me and people pushing it. So this is by no means a solo effort and me out here doing things. And this is really the first time when I've realized the importance of having a team after trying to do it myself for so long.
Right.
It's only when you get lifted up by other people around you that you realize, wow, this is really revealing my own limitations and really helping me to grow by letting go of things and getting other people involved and really letting them take the reins. So it's really a team effort, all of it.
Right. How difficult is that though, when you coming from, doing things on your own? Was it a difficult transition for you? Because I know a lot of artists, they sometimes they're just like overly involved because, like you said, you're only as good as your team is. You got to have that team and trust certain people who are in certain positions to fulfill and do what they're supposed to do in that position. Was that a difficult transition for you? Just being like, okay, cool, I trust your judgment on the overall vision of the brand in that position. Let's go with it.
Yes and no. I think it's still very important, even though it was me letting go of the reins, I let it go to people that I do trust. And
Absolutely.
it's very important. I don't let things go to people that I think that I can do it better. If I feel like I can do it better than you and I have the time to do it, then there's no point,
Right.
But if I feel like you can do it better and there's, within the budget and all those other things are taken into consideration, then by all means, I'm ready to let it go. Because I know my job as an artist is to be an artist. And
Right.
so, I'm lucky because it was not that difficult to let these things go because of the folks that I finally have been able to find and get involved, whether it's the video side, Blakely, who's doing so many, managing things, radio things, and Tony, like I said, who's my producer, did the music that, again, if I tried to do on my own, we wouldn't be, let's just say, we wouldn't be if I tried to produce the thing on my own.
Right. What would you say though, along your journey from the beginning into now, what would you say has been the most difficult thing for you, being an independent artist and moving in this industry, trying to really get yourself in a position? What would you say though the most difficult for you?
I think building a consistent fan base is the hardest thing, because I think it's easy to capture people in a moment
Right.
at a show or at a one-time thing, or a bunch of people follow you because they heard one spot on the radio or something like that. But to be able to really capture people over the years
Mhm.
is tough, especially as an independent artist when you don't have the ability to churn out music every week or don't have the money to spend on advertising in Times Square, wherever else, billboards and all that. Like that, to be able to do that as an independent artist, that'll take me, years to save up that money to be able to do
Right.
one time in Times
Right.
Square, one
Absolutely.
time on a billboard. So it's like, yeah, I think that's the toughest thing.
Right. Being, best to be around a lot of greats that you have. Like I said, I always call it a blessing to be able to work with people that seasoned in the game. What's been the most valuable information or that was given to you that you felt like helped? Because I feel like, when you have those opportunities to be able to, work with people, especially if you're, physically could work with people and be in the studios and really garner that experience, um, you get that opportunity to be able to have conversations and ask questions. And what would you say has been the most valuable thing that you've possibly garnered from anybody that you've had the opportunity to work with?
That's a good question. But what comes to mind is, I think we were doing some radio push for my last album, and I was looking at different college. I think I was doing a college radio spree. So I was, doing my little research, getting my spreadsheets, trying to be all organized. And I think
Right.
one college, I forget where it was, but that really, I think it was upstate New York, small, middle of nowhere, but they loved my album, loved the album.
Right. Loved it.
Right. And I was telling my producer, I was like, but they're like a small, is it even worth the 6 hours to drive, do one little thing on the radio and drive? He's like, and the thing that he said that I've always remembered is follow the love. And as an independent artist, I think that's a really good lesson, that it's more important that you go with the people that really rock with you,
Right.
behind you 110%, even if they're your next door neighbor, even if they're, your grandma, even if they're, you know, someone that's not big or not established, because those are the fans that'll stay with you for those years, like I was saying.
Right.
Play your music constantly, and we'll reach out to other people. And even if they're not the ones that will get you the big numbers, they're your family. They're the ones that, you know, you need to hold on to, and that you really fight to try to get. So I would say that follow the love.
Right. I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you on that. Now, I just always try to educate as much as I can when I have guests on or whatever, just to share that information
Mm-hmm.
with inspiring artists, you know, who may not be on a certain level or trying to get to that level, but it just be good to just hear information from experiences that other people have had. So
Yep.
I really appreciate that. And congratulations, just had a baby. Let's talk about it, man. I'm just saying, welcome to the club, brother.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Here we
Congratulations.
are. Yes. And like I was telling you before, I'm gonna give you a little sneak. I got the baby's sleeping in the other room, so you can see I'm here in our nursery here. I was
Right.
relocated, so I didn't wake up the baby in the other room, so that's why you see me where I am. But man, it is you know, it's a whole other full-time job that I'm learning how to do, and how to keep him alive, and how to keep myself and my wife alive. So
Right, right. When it comes down to, because you know, being in the entertainment business, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of
mhm.
hours that need to get put in. Let's talk about balance. Learning to balance family life and the entertainment life.
Yep.
How difficult has that been for you, and what's been some of the things that you've been doing to capture that balance?
Yeah. Well, when you say I just had a baby, we're literally 3 weeks into this thing. So this is
Yes,
really,
sir.
I'm still very much trying to figure out that balance, especially, you know, with the child.
Right,
You know, it already, yeah, it's difficult. You know, it's a challenge to make that time. But I'll say, even before having a child, just being in a relationship, I think the first thing is picking the right person. And I've been super lucky that the person that I chose to marry has been supportive beyond what I could ever, you know, wish for.
right.
And that's partly because I've been in situations with people that have not been.
We all have, man.
All
Trust
right, all
me. You
right.
ain't
So,
saying
you know,
nothing new. You ain't saying nothing new. Come on, Alexi.
so you know, I knew, you know, obviously there are a number of things about her that I love and that I loved, but I knew when I felt that support from her, and, you know, her understanding of me getting home at 1 or 2 in the morning from after driving all the way for gigs, or needing to take the room to do recordings, anything like that. The way she, you know, supports all of that is incredible. And I think that is the primary thing about that, striking a good balance, is having the right partner.
Right, right. I'm just so blown away with everything that you've been doing thus far. Like I said, man, I love you, brother. Like I do, man. Like you're just a good guy, man. You just dope. You know, now I got you know, another milestone, you know, the virtual wedding challenge. You know, let's talk about that, because you know, it has been some tough times, man. You know, we've been going through some real tough times with COVID, and
Right.
to draw inspiration to that, um man, I definitely tip my hat off to you on that. Let's talk about it, because it definitely was something that was super amazing and very needed.
Well, thank you. I'll say that was probably one of the most fun projects I've ever done as an independent artist. And I had just put out, you know, we're a year behind on the release for Love Odyssey. So I had just released the first single a year ago, last April, expecting to start, you know, putting out the rest of it. But right after we put it out is when COVID hit,
Right,
and we were just kind of at a standstill trying to figure out what we do. I was at a standstill with my wedding, trying to figure out what we do, because we were supposed to
right.
have a wedding. So we got married in July, and at that same time, the song that we had just put out was called Mine.
Hmm.
it's about being in a relationship. So I said, I think it was actually Blakely, again, being on a team, the importance of having a good team around you. I think she was the one that suggested, why don't you get other couples that have done virtual weddings to submit music videos, or to submit videos of them getting married, and you put together a music video to pay tribute. And I just felt, that was one of those things that, was just destined to be. We couldn't have written that into the script a year beforehand.
Right.
And it just was right. And so I just went on Instagram, YouTube, just using different, COVID wedding, whatever hashtags we could think of to try to get other couples. And I was blown away with the response. We got people from 16 different states across the US. We got people from Australia, from India, from the UK. So it ended up being a really global thing. And we had a little Zoom call with all the families before we premiered it. So we got to do a little one-on-one. And that's the most important thing. It's all about building connections and building relationships. So that was really what made it such a special project.
Right. Within tough times, man. I just thought that was super dope. Raised $12K, man. You raised $12K to promote the project. How impressive is that? $12K is it's a good little start.
It's a good. That was for that was for 25/8.
Right. Exactly. But I just like to put out the method, because it can be done.
Yeah. We did a Kickstarter for the last album, and that was the idea that we had for that, or the reason we were raising money was to do a diner tour. I don't know if that's what you were leading to. I don't want to jump ahead.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I just thought it was genius.
But yeah, my last album, which was called 25/8, we wanted to do something a little bit outside the box for the live performance. We said, why not bring a full band into diners? Everybody loves diners. It's an intimate setting. It's like, it's already made to do that. So luckily, other people got on board with the idea. And so that's how we were able to raise that money. And then June in 2018, we just did little mom and pop diners in 10 cities, from Boston down to Atlanta. It was incredible. It was again, just a cool thing to get to vibe with the band and get to know the band a little bit. And then also just to see all these people come out in different cities to hear a concert in a night while they're eating some bacon and eggs. It was like perfect little thing that I was, again, grateful to have other people on board with.
How dope is that, man? Let's get some shout outs to let's get some shout outs and give people their flowers, man. Your crew, your staff, family. Let's give these people their flowers, man. The support group that you have, fans, whoever you want to show some love to. Let's give them their flowers, man.
Well, I'm sure I will. Definitely, there are far too many to name here. But first, I'd say, Tony Moore, my producer, I'd say is the overall, visionary for the whole project. So I got to give it up to him. His daughter Blakely, like I said, who's doing so much of the managerial work for me right now. So much of the Breed Studio family, which is where we work. That whole group has been so supportive. Whether Kara works well with Blakely, Terrence, who's our videographer, I got to give a huge shout out to Terrence. Terrence he not only did all of the Love Odyssey video, but we've already shot music videos for the entire album, which will be out over the next few months. So he's gone above and beyond. So that core Breed family is really what I've been lucky to be blessed with, and then obviously my own family and who's here right now taking care of the baby while I'm here in this interview.
Right.
Again, my partner Chelsea, who again I love dearly and grateful to be able to start building this life together.
Absolutely. I mean, had to give it up. I feel like those people are important.
Yeah.
And I always like to pay homage to those people, those behind the scene people who actually make things happen for all of us, that's in the positions that we're in right now. So definitely shout out to everyone that you named, and the fans that's supporting you as well. I just think that those guys are amazing, man. Just shout out to everybody that's actually supporting my guy. Definitely important and appreciated. You got the festival coming up August. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So August 27th is actually the here in Philadelphia is going to be the first time where we will be performing these songs live, which is super exciting. T3 will be there.
Oh
Perception
wow!
will be there. And the concert is called Love on the Line. So it's a benefit concert for first line essential workers. I think the
Oh,
first
that's gonna be
100 get in
dope.
free. And it'll just be a great way to close out the summer. And then that night is when the Love Odyssey album will be coming out. So
Yes,
everything's coming together. The end of the summer, August 27th. That's gonna be that's the night right there.
the full release,
Yep, full
the
release.
whole project.
Yep, all 10 tracks will be coming
Oh,
out that night. Yep.
I'm excited. I'm definitely
I,
excited.
I,
I need to get with you guys. I don't know. We may possibly be able to come out there and do a live remote or something. I
oh my
got.
gosh, we would love that. You got to come down here, man. We would love to have you.
We definitely gonna connect. I'll get with your management, and we'll try to see if we can make these stars align. Look at these dates and times, and
Yep.
try to make. I think that'll be super amazing. I would love to be there for that experience.
Man, we would
Definitely.
love to have you. Yep.
Love Odyssey, man. It's coming, y'all. I'm telling you right now, y'all better get ready. Because it's some amazing body of work. Um, I gotta ask you this too. Throughout COVID, you still managed to keep the brand alive. Obviously, working social media. Um, how difficult was things for you? Because I know things were in motion, have a lot of things in place,
Right.
and then bam,
Right.
COVID hit.
Right. Well, first, I just need to say, I've been very lucky. I thankfully was not, I didn't contract it, and no one super close to me contracted. So I know that any struggles that I had, paled in comparison to, folks that were really going through it and had family members and lost folks and loved ones from this, crazy year that we had.
Absolutely.
So, it was really just, we had planned to start 2020, like I said, was supposed to be the year personally and professionally that everything was supposed to be coming together. And yeah, we put out the one single and had to kind of put everything on hold. But the really great thing, in addition to, like you said, social media, and we had the Mind video, which we actually were able to shoot these music videos. So
Right.
like I said, we shot a video for every song, all 10 songs on the album. And we were able to go to New York and shoot a music video with Jadakiss. We were able to go to Atlanta and shoot a music video with Chrisette Michele, which, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't know that we would have been able to, because, they would have been on the road or everybody's at home.
Absolutely.
So they were just much more accessible in a way that I don't know that they would have been without it. So it actually, we I think really made the best of it. And I think it was a blessing in disguise, because we would have rushed it. We would have put it out too prematurely if we had tried to put it out when we had said we were going to.
Right. Right. I definitely agree with you on that. A lot of people utilized it and made good of the time that they had to really had that idle time. Because like you said, things open up, we're moving around and we're working and we're doing a lot of stuff or whatever. And having that idle time where you don't have a choice, you can't,
Right.
tends to make you see really that mental, see things differently and try to restructure things and see other things that you didn't have time to be able to work on or do or whatever. Find that time to be able to do that too.
Yep.
Love Odyssey coming August. What's that day? That's 27th.
27th. That's right.
August 27th. Love Odyssey will be out. Are we doing the pre-sale thing or are we just dropping it?
No, we'll probably do a pre-sale. Yeah, we'll get that probably at least a month before or a couple months before, but that's not there yet. The big thing is the cassette track is coming out this week, this Thursday, before the 27th.
No, I don't want to have to hunt y'all down for the exclusive. I want to have that in rotation when it's ready to go.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't want the black van. If you see that black van outside the house now, I'm coming to collect the song. Now I need that, man.
No, I'm sending it to you right after this. I thought Blakely had already sent it to you, so we're not.
I need that one. We're gonna put that in heavy rotation, man. You're part of this Vibe family now, right. And whatever you need, whenever you're pushing something, whatever you need, make sure that we get all of the promo stuff that you guys are pushing. Make sure that we get that stuff emailed over, and we'll be helping with that push as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. For me and the Vibe team, and before we wrap it up, anything I always ask my guests is there any for anybody that, as an artist or maybe having personal struggles or going through tough times, low in spirit or whatever, is it any words of uplift that you could or encouragement that you could share with them?
I think that's a great question, and I appreciate you asking it. I know that I had my own, mental health struggles. I had my own season of that at a time when I wasn't sure what was going on in my life. So the only thing that I would say is hang in there. I think things will turn around for your good, even if you feel like you're not doing the right things, even if you feel like you're going down the wrong path, or you continue. I know when I was going through my time, it was like, no matter what I tried, it felt like if I did this is what should make things better, or this doesn't work, so let me try this. And it was just growth eventually, on my own. And I think you just have a way of evolving to a point where you are able to handle things that you weren't before. So all I would say is just hang in there, and that things will turn around. Absolutely.
Thank you for that, my brother. Let's put them social platforms out there in ways that people can connect with you and find you, websites, whatever needs to be put out there. Let's go on and plug them up so they can get connected.
Yep. Everything is as you see it on the screen here, Alexi Paraschos. That's my IG. That's my Facebook. That's my YouTube. My website is alexiparaschos.com. You can find me on Spotify, again, Alexi Paraschos, Apple Music, same thing. And that's where all of the Love Odyssey content will be coming out. Spotify, Apple Music, all streaming platforms, all that. So you can find it all right there, Alexi Paraschos.
Absolutely, brother. Listen, man, I love you. For me and the Vibe team, we're wishing you more blessings and more success with everything that you're doing right now and everything that you're going to be doing in the future. And may the force be with you as a father, as a new father. May the force
I might be shooting you some of those 4 a.m. texts again saying, what do I do now?
Hey, man, listen, we brothers, man. I got you. I'm here for you. I'm a little bit more seasoned in the game. So I got you on that, my brother. I love you, man. I can't wait to get you back on here again. You're welcome on here anytime. Maybe we get together before you get ready to drop the full project, and maybe we can do like maybe we could do a giveaway, open up the phone lines or something like that, or whatever you want to do. We'll get together, we'll talk about it. Absolutely, man. Give my love to the family, man. Kiss the baby for me. Love you. It's the Vibe Show 97.9 with my special guest, the one and only Alexi Paraschos, man. Love you, brother.
Love you too. Thank you.
Yeah.
This shit feels so good to me. I swear feels so good to me. Mommy, float on, float on, float on. This shit feels so good to me. I swear it feels so good to me.